I genuinely believe that personal brands are fucking dead. We're almost in 2026, and I don't know about you, but I'm fucking tired of all of this guru talk about funnels, about flywheels, about all of these complicated terms that they try to use and they try to entice you into buying their program with 300 other people just so they can give you some copy paste templates, some VSL, some webinar fucking funnel. And I'm gonna be super passionate in this video because I'm literally in this space right now. And I'm seeing that nobody's actually trying to build brands, like actual brands around the people, around the person. So in this video, I'm gonna break everything down. Personal brands are fucking dead. Okay? So let's get into it. The thing is, every coach right now, every guru, every brand strategist is teaching the same exact shit. And I know if you're watching this, you can relate to what I'm saying. So, posting schedules, hook formulas, funnels, flywheels, ads, niche down, right? Be consistent, build your personal brand, all of this fucking thing. And the thing is, you do all of it, right? You follow the steps, you post the fucking content, you build that funnel, but you still feel fucking invisible, right? Forgettable. Like you're shouting into a void where 1,000 other people are saying the exact same shit. You can see this on Instagram, especially everybody's copying everybody, and it's this whole fucking mess right now. And again, I'm gonna be super passionate about this because I'm in it. I'm in the space. I'm seeing what's going on. And the entire personal branding industry is fucking broken. They're teaching you to build a brand, but they're not actually building you. They're not building around you. They just give you a template to follow. And they don't actually help you find your unique angle, which is obviously my goal with this video, right? To get you in that mindset of like, forget about the fucking funnels for a second. Forget about the copy paste VSL system, about the ads, about the profile ads, whatever the fuck. Forget about that. Let's build around you. Let's build around who you are, regardless of the industry, right? Because the thing is, all of these guys, they optimize your content, but they don't actually transform your identity, right? So what you end up with is a personal brand that has nothing personal about it. It's a copy of a copy of a fucking copy. It's just a copy, it's just a clone. It's polished, optimized, and completely fucking forgettable. So obviously, if you want to build a brand like that, that's probably not the video for you. But every single client that starts working with me one-on-one, because I only work one-on-one with people, what a fucking surprise. Like I actually care and I actually build a brand with people one-on-one. They told me the same thing. You actually take the time to help me build a brand around me, around who I am. This is my biggest thesis. So if you've been on my channel, you know that I'm very big on this idea of personal story, of your hero's journey, of the person behind the brands. All of the strategies and all of that, that's the tip of the iceberg. That comes with the dinner, as I always say. But we got to start at the core. We got to start with the person. So every single client that I started working with says this, or pretty much something along these lines. Like, honestly, you came at the perfect time. 2 years into the business, and it was a roller coaster, wanted to give up, feeling lost and confused, questioning myself, whatever. I thought myself, maybe it's me, it's not them. I was so lost and wanted to find myself. After the call we had, you made me realize a lot of things, right? Kind of gave me clarity. It's all about clarity, right? Another one in here. I was scared for taking a mentor that didn't care about these things. And I do really feel that you take your time to listen and have patience with me, right? So a lot of these guys, what they're doing is they're obsessed with giving you a system, plug and play system, a templated thing. But how the fuck do you know that's gonna work for who you are, for your brand, for your story? There's nothing that's being tailored. Everything is a fucking copy paste system. And again, I'm really like right now at this point, especially we're almost in 2026, we're in December. Everybody that I start working with is saying the exact same thing. So that's why I wanted to make this video, because I think it's critical at this point in time in this industry. Because everybody's like, All of these guys, what they're doing with the programs and stuff, they just give you a template, they just give you a system. But nobody's actually taking the time to build a brand around the person, right? And this is how we're getting crazy results like this. I'm not going to talk numbers in this video. I'm not going to talk, like, I don't want to flex that necessarily. But when you essentially implement what I'm going to show you in this following slides, you can get results like this and even crazier. Because look, this shit has to fucking end. It has to. And if you've ever felt like your brand doesn't actually feel like you, this is the video you've needed all this time. So let's fucking go. So, what killed personal branding, right? What killed it? Personal branding isn't dying because it's a bad idea. It's dying because of what their industry turned it into. Because somewhere along the way, this whole idea of personal brand stopped meaning who you are and started meaning what template are you following. Because all these gurus, they industrialize it, right? So they turn identity into a formula. But formulas create commodities, not fucking icons. Copy paste formulas just create commodities in the brand. I want you to keep this in mind. Because they give you content pillars, like pick 3 to 5 topics, the classic shit. They give you content pillars. They give you hook formulas. Use this hook template, funnel templates. Here's the VSL structure. Here's how you build your school. Here's how you do a video on your page or on your sales page. They give you niche advice, like niche down, get super specific, like I help X achieve Y in a Z time frame. And I'm gonna call myself out on this bullshit because I used to be in that mode of like everything has got to be so almost like so synthetic and like so technical, it loses the fucking human touch when we're talking about personal brands. Because again, there's nothing personal about this. Posting schedules, all of this. But none of this addresses who the fuck are you as a person, as a human being. If you genuinely want to build a brand, if you genuinely want to stand out in your industry, nobody addresses this. What makes you different? What's your actual perspective? What's the thing about you that cannot be templated or copied? Nobody touches on this, right? So the gurus don't touch that because they cannot package it. I'm gonna give you the game. They don't touch that because it's very hard to package. You have to be extremely fucking good at that. So they cannot systemize it. So they just skip it and give you the pillars, they give you the templates, they give you all of this crap. Because it's much easier to sell a copy paste template and a system and a funnel and just a formula that might not work for you, but they don't care because they want your money. And that's it. So you end up in that program with 300 other people that you don't necessarily care about. And you're just there and you got the FOMO, you see other people get some results, and then you wonder, why isn't this working for me? Well, it's not working for you because it's not built around who you are. It's not tailored for you. It's tailored for them. Right? So the real fucking problem in this is that there's no unique angle. I talk to founders all of the time, experts who essentially they told me like they've tried everything and they try to do everything right? They invested in coaches, they built the funnels, whatever. They have the content fucking pillars with ChatGPT, all of this. Like, don't even like. You can tell I'm genuinely irritated by the space because they post consistently and they come to me saying the same thing. I don't know why it's not working because I'm doing everything they told me to do, right? And this shit is the tip of the iceberg. All of this. The content, because usually people, they have plenty of content. Like, that's not the problem. Strategy, again, they've bought the courses, they've bought the programs, offers, they've built them, funnels, they've optimized them, consistency, they're posting. But this is what's actually missing in this. A unique point of view that's genuinely theirs, an angle built around who they actually are, a perspective that cannot be copied, and something that makes them them, right? This is what's missing. All of this is the tip of the iceberg. This is not what's missing. This is not critical. This comes with the dinner, but you got to start here. So I was talking to a friend actually today, and he said something that stuck with me. So he said all these business gurus have no idea how to build a unique angle around the person. Because what people actually need is someone to give them an angle based on them, something they actually relate to. And this stuck with me, right? Because I even told him, like, this reminds me of, I'm a college dropout, but this reminds me of like back in college or back in high school, even the people that had A's, straight A's, back to back. But in real life, they just peaked in high school because in real life, they suck. So these are the funnel gurus and the funnel boys. They're good at the systems. They're good at like the templates, giving you all of the copy paste stuff. But they're not actually good at the human, I don't even know what to call, like the human fucking interaction. They don't know how to, for example, I work with founders that actually built companies, sold companies. I work with fashion stylists. I work with fitness coaches, people in the mindset industry, agency owners. Everyone that I work with is so different. They have different stories, different angles, different struggles that they went through and they overcame. And so my job is like beyond the whole strategy, beyond the whole content system, offers, and all of this. I even build websites for people, for my clients, because my background is in branding. But my job beyond that, at the core, is identifying, okay, what is the unique angle for this person? What is their story? Taking whatever their story is and packaging all of that into a brand. And a lot of these guys, that's what they just miss because they optimize again for just getting some money in and trying to sell you on essentially the same regurgitated shit that you see. And this is probably why when you're watching this, you're like, finally, like a breath of fresh air because I'm feeling scammed by the industry, by all of the space. And again, don't get me wrong, I'm in the space as well. I've invested in mentorship myself. And it's what my friend told me. Like these business gurus have no idea how to actually build a unique angle. They have no idea. Because at the end of the day, bottom line is they suck with people. They might be good at some copy paste stuff like giving you the webinar funnel, whatever, but they suck with people. So that's the situation. And the thing is, you cannot template your way to being magnetic. You cannot funnel your way to cold status as a brand. People don't become obsessed with founders or experts or creators who have good content pillars. They become obsessed with people who have a unique perspective, an energy, an angle that feels like no one else. People don't are not going to be obsessed with you based on your fucking funnel. I know the gurus told you this, but they're not going to be obsessed with you based on that. So this is the death of personal brands, and this is the rise of cult characters or iconic brands. I even said this in my bio on Instagram. I turn creators into icons. This is my thesis. So again, with the guru personal brands, they're built from templates. They follow the best practices, content pillars, optimize for algorithm, whatever the fuck that is, because you cannot control the algorithm, but they try to appeal to everyone. They're forgettable. They just have followers. Whereas with cold characters, they're built from identity, right? They break the rules. They have a unique point of view. They optimize for obsession rather than algorithm. They polarize on purpose. They're unforgettable and they have believers. So one has followers, another one has believers. A personal brand asks, what should I post, right? Like, what's my niche? What's my funnel? Almost like a fucking scared nerd. What's my best niche? Like, what's the best? Fuck all of that. Genuinely, fuck all of that. Because a cold character asks, who am I becoming? What do I stand for? What do I stand against? What's the thing about me that makes people unable to look away? So that's the difference. So I'm going to walk you right now through some of the main core elements of building a cult character and an iconic brand. Let's take it step by step. So element one, this is basically a unique angle that is built from you. This is the first thing that you need. Not the content pillars, but an angle, a way of seeing your industry that's genuinely yours, right? So this comes from your story, essentially, your background, your experiences, your weird obsessions, your unpopular opinions. It cannot be manufactured from a template because it has to come from you. So for me, just for context, my angle is using artist psychology because I used to be an artist before business. I'm constantly talking about it, right? And also performance mechanics. So what does that mean? Taking all of the identity stuff, but also the performance in terms of actually building a brand and mixing that with the artist psychology to build iconic brands, to build founder identity. That's my unique lens. And it comes from my background as a musician combined with the business stuff. But the thing is, nobody gave me that from a course. It's built from who I actually am. This is why I stand out. This is why people come to work with me because of this. Not a funnel, not a whatever, not even like the aesthetics. Not that. It's because of this, right? So this is the first element. Because in here, I put this in here. So this is like literally an exercise that I do with clients when we essentially start working together, and I call it like a brand vision call. We do a one-on-one call in which we map this out. So in the center, you have like your name, right? Your brand. And from here, you have all of these unique things and experiences that make you you. For example, I used to be a musician, right? I used to be a musician. Then I built 3 businesses. I'm going to write super fast, but I built a SaaS company, I built ecom, I had an agency as well. So these are more unique things. I dropped out of college, right? And you can be with this sort of exercise, you can be as wild or as like creative as you want. For example, I worked in a fucking Amazon warehouse back in 2019, right before the pandemic took off, because I moved to the UK, I moved to Wales because I was in that moment in time, I wanted to build my essentially my career as an artist. I wanted to make some quick cash and whatever, so I worked there. Another one could be, let's see, for me, it's like this idea of creating actual brands. Another one could be aesthetics, right? I'm big on aesthetics. Everything is hyper intentional. So essentially, you map all of this out. And then you have this entire map that makes you who you are. And from here, you start to build your unique angle. And again, you can be as creative as you want with this. The second element is you need to have an enemy, not just a niche. And I already made a video about this, it's already on my channel. And the thing is, the gurus tell you to niche down, but I'm gonna tell you, you need to fucking pick a fight. Fuck niching down. Pick an actual fight. Because niches are crowded. It's all about like, how do I fit into this niche? Fuck that. Enemies is what creates movements. So when you stand against something, this could be an ideology, a broken system, a lie in your industry, you create belonging. You create this idea of like, whenever somebody follows you, enters your world, they feel like they can relate on such a deep level because they know what you stand against. And at that point, people are not just going to follow you, they're going to actually join you. And I'm saying this all the time. And you can look at the biggest brands. You can look at Apple, you can look at Nike, Disney, whatever. All of these brands stand against something. They have an enemy. So if I'm an Apple and I'm an Apple fan and client or consumer, whatever, I identify myself with the idea of Apple goes against the complex sort of tech design, and it goes for the human-centric design experience. So I already know when I'm buying their products, I already know on an identity level, this is what it's about. It's not about the product. It's not about the iPhone. It's not about the MacBook. It's basically about the brand and what it stands against. So when you have an enemy, when you dare to go against something in your industry, it could be whatever, an ideology, similar to like literally this video, what I'm doing here. People are gonna feel that, and they're gonna be like, finally, someone has the balls to fucking say this shit. Someone had the courage to say this. So I'm going to follow them. I'm not only going to follow them, I'm going to become a believer. And this is what you want if you want to be an iconic brand. Again, not just the guru personal brand, not just the fake shit. Third element, you need a point of view that polarizes on purpose. So you need opinions that some people will disagree with, perspectives that make some people uncomfortable. Because if everyone agrees with you, you're not saying anything interesting. And the goal, I'm going to highlight this, isn't to be liked by everyone. The goal is to be undeniable to the right people. And that requires saying things that the wrong people will not like. And I'm getting hate for this as well. But it doesn't matter. Because it's all, again, about you being undeniable to the right people. I've had this call with a fitness coach, and she asked me, like, she said something like, well, the goal is to be liked by, appeal to as many people as possible because I'm trying to sell my offer, right? And I'm telling her, no, fuck no. The goal isn't to do that. The goal is to polarize people, almost like split the audience into two camps. One of them is going to hate you for what you're saying. One of them is going to be fucking obsessed with you, love you, go to fight for you. These are the people that you want. You don't want an indifferent, cold audience. You need these people. That's what you need in terms of building an iconic brand. So you need a point of view. The fourth element, you need an identity. And this is the shit that gurus will never talk about because to them it's just like, it's very tough to sell if you're not good at it. You don't just need content, you need an identity. So the thing is, content is a byproduct of your identity. When you know who you are, your character, your energy, your presence, the content is just going to flow from that. Because when you don't know who you are, you're just building a fucking funnel based on another guru's bullshit framework. This is why they try to sell you that. Because it's much easier to sell a plug and play thing without actually caring about the results, about the person, as opposed to you taking the time as a mentor, as a guide, to help someone really get close to who they are at the core. So then everything flows. I literally posted this on my story. I had a client call today. And she was telling me, like, finally, like, it feels so fucking easy. Now I could just pick up the camera and make videos. Because I gave her the clarity and the direction for her to be able to now create content from an authentic fucking place. Completely unhinged, completely herself. And she's gonna take off. All of my clients took off. I got a client, an agency owner, the very first YouTube video he posted went to 200,000 views. Blew up. Do you think that's random? Do you think that everything is engineered, but you have to be intentional and you have to understand it all starts with the identity? Because once it starts like this, right? Once your identity is in place, the content, let me write this down, the content, the offer, the funnel, whatever, all of these flow. They're easy to do. They're easy to create. But this is the stuff they don't fucking tell you about because it's fucking hard. If you're just a funnel boy, it's very fucking hard to talk about this. Because most of them have zero life experience. Most of them are 20-year-olds that, again, it's like that nerd in high school. They're obsessed with whatever fucking funnel system, the Miro type, like, I have all of these like complex things, but they don't actually know the human side of it. And when we're talking about content, when we're talking about building a personal brand, what the fuck are we doing? This is about the human element. This is literally it. But they obviously missed that part, right? So, in terms of building your cult character, these are the top 4 questions that I could ask you right now. Question 1, what's your origin story? What is your story? Every single time someone starts working with me one-on-one, I have them do this exercise. Write down your origin story because we're going to use some angles. That's also for them and also for me because I got to take a look at, okay, what was almost like in a movie, the superhero origin story. What's your journey so far? What were the biggest struggles, the biggest obstacles? Because all of these things we can take and then transform into unique angles for content. Question 2, What do you see that others don't? Question 3. What makes you angry? Again, this is the enemy. What genuinely pisses you the fuck off in your industry? What pisses you off? And again, then you have to have the balls to actually talk about that. Question 4. Who are you when you're fully unlocked? This is the biggest thing. Who would you be, okay, if there would be no limitations? Forget about the funnels. Forget about the bullshit. Forget about the I have to niche down and I have to run my ads like this and I have to do this and I have to say this to gain authority. Forget about all of that crap. All of that bullshit. Forget about it. Who are you when you're fully unlocked? No limits. Completely unhinged. You can say whatever the fuck you want. You can genuinely say the things that you believe in on camera, like I am right now. Who are you? Because I guarantee you that version of yourself is much more polarizing, much more magnetic. It has way more aura, like a higher energy. And what do you know? Then, in terms of the process of selling, if you get on calls, if you talk to people in the like I sold, for example, I sold in my DMs. I'm selling in my DMs with even like sometimes just a voice message. I'm sending a voice message and my energy and the way I am, the way I speak, my conviction, my entire like aura is the thing that sells. Beyond, again, like not even touching on the content strategy and stuff, like no. So who are you when you're fully unlocked? Because this is the identity as a creator that you're looking for. This right here, the cold character, not the funnel, right? Not the fucking funnel, not the VSL, not the flywheel, not the ads, not the carousel post templates or whatever the fucking Canva, not that. You're looking for who I am as a person when I'm fully unlocked, fully unhinged, fully unleashed, so that I can bring that to the camera and literally polarize and magnetize the right people and become undeniable in the industry. So apply all of these elements. Ask yourself these questions. Write down your origin story and genuinely try and see what is my enemy, what do I believe in, what do I stand against, what do I hate in my industry, and dare to do that. Because you got to realize in 2026, especially with AI, everything is, again, I posted the in one of the slides, I had the clones. Everything is a copy of a copy of a copy. The way to stand out right now is not to build a typical personal brand with the guru shit, just saying the copy paste things. No, it's to genuinely be yourself and creating, hyper intentionally creating this cult character. And if you need help with all of this, if you like this energy, you're gonna have a link down below. You can DM me on my Instagram and I'm gonna help you one-on-one. I'm not gonna throw you in a program with thousands of people. I'm not gonna sell you a course that you don't really fucking need. We're gonna build together. And I'm gonna see you in the next one.